Some scholars suggest that the root name is derived from the Sanskrit word Osvakan or Asakan, which was the name used for ancient inhabitants of the Hindu Kush. Osvakan literally means horsemen, horse breeders, or cavalrymen from Asva or Aspa, the Sanskrit and Avestan words for horse. However, others such as Ibrahim Khan have contended that the word Afghan comes from Bactrian. Historically, the ethnonym Afghan was used to refer to ethnic Pashtuns. The Arabic and Persian form of the name, Afghan, was first attested in the 10th century geography book Hudud al-Alam. The last part of the name, Stan, is a Persian suffix meaning place of. Therefore, Afghanistan translates to land of the Afghans, or land of the Pashtuns in a historical sense. According to the third edition of the Encyclopedia of Islam, the name Afghanistan, land of the Afghans Pashtuns, Afghana, Singh, can be traced to the early 8th–14th century, when it designated the easternmost part of the Kartid realm. This name was later used for certain regions in the Safavid and Mughal empires that were inhabited by Afghans. While based on a state-supporting elite of Afghans, the Sadduza-i Durrani polity that came into being in 1160–1747 was not called Afghanistan in its own day. The name became a state designation only during the colonial intervention of the 19th century. Many empires and kingdoms have also risen to power in Afghanistan, such as the Greco-Bactrians, Indo-Scythians, Kushans, Kidarites, Hephthalites, Alkhans, Nizaks, Zunguls, Turkshahis, Hindu Shahis, Loiks, Safarids, Samanids, Ghaznavids, Gurids, Gaulis, Kartids, Lotus, Surs, Mughals, and finally, the Hodik and Durrani dynasties, which marked the political origins of the modern state. Throughout millennia, several cities within the modern-day Afghanistan served as capitals of various empires, namely, Baktra Balsh, Alexandria on the Oxus-i-Khanum, Kapisi, Segal, Kabul, Kunduz, Zaran, Farako, Herat, Ghazni, Binban Bamiyan, and Kandahar. The country has been home to various peoples through the ages, among them the ancient Iranian peoples who established the dominant role of Indo-Iranian languages in the region. At multiple points, the land has been incorporated within vast regional empires, among them the Achaemenid Empire, the Macedonian Empire, the Maurya Empire, and the Islamic Empire. For its success in resisting foreign occupation during the 19th and 20th centuries, Afghanistan has been called the graveyard of empires, though it is unknown who coined the phrase. Archaeological exploration done in the 20th century suggests that the geographical area of Afghanistan has been closely connected by culture and trade with its neighbors to the east, west, and north. Artifacts typical of the Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, Bronze, and Iron Ages have been found in Afghanistan. Urban civilization is believed to have begun as early as 3000 BCE, and the early city of Mundarghat near Kandahar in the south of the country was a center of the Helmand culture. More recent findings establish that the Indus Valley civilization stretched up towards modern-day Afghanistan, making the ancient civilization today part of Pakistan, Afghanistan, and India. In more detail, it extended from what today is northwest Pakistan to northwest India and northeast Afghanistan. An Indus Valley site has been found on the Oxus River at Shortugai in northern Afghanistan. There are several smaller IVC colonies to be found in Afghanistan as well. An Indus Valley site has been found on the Oxus River at Shortugai in northern Afghanistan, shows Afghanistan to have been a part of Indus Valley civilization. After 2000 BCE, successive waves of semi-nomadic people from Central Asia began moving south into Afghanistan. Among them were many Indo-European-speaking Indo-Iranians. These tribes later migrated further into South Asia, Western Asia, and toward Europe via the area north of the Caspian Sea. The region at the time was referred to as Aryana. By the middle of the 6th century BCE, the Achaemenids overthrew the Medes and incorporated Auracisia, Arya, and Bactria within its eastern boundaries. An inscription on the tombstone of Darius I of Persia mentions the Kabul Valley in a list of the 29 countries that he had conquered. The region of Auracisia, around Kandahar in modern-day southern Afghanistan, used to be primarily Zoroastrian and played a key role in the transfer of the Avesta to Persia and is thus considered by some to be the second homeland of Zoroastrianism. Alexander the Great and his Macedonian forces arrived in Afghanistan in 330 BCE after defeating Darius III of Persia a year earlier in the Battle of Gaugamela. Following Alexander's brief occupation, the successor state of the Seleucid Empire controlled the region until 305 BCE when they gave much of it to the Maurya Empire as part of an alliance treaty. The Mauryans controlled the area south of the Hindu Kush until they were overthrown in about 185 BCE. Their decline began 60 years after Ashoka's rule ended, leading to the Hellenistic reconquest by the Greco-Bactrians. Much of it soon broke away from them and became part of the Indo-Greek kingdom. They were defeated and expelled by the Indo-Scythians in the late 2nd century BCE. The Silk Road appeared during the 1st century BCE, and Afghanistan flourished with trade, with routes to China, India, Persia and north to the cities of Bukhara, Samarkand and Khiva in present-day Uzbekistan. Goods and ideas were exchanged at this center point, such as Chinese silk, Persian silver and Roman gold, while the region of present Afghanistan was mining and trading lapis lazuli stones mainly from the Badakhshan region. During the 1st century BCE, the Parthian Empire subjugated the region but lost it to their Indo-Parthian vassals. In the mid to late 1st century CE the vast Kushan Empire, centered in Afghanistan, became great patrons of Buddhist culture, making Buddhism flourish throughout the region. The Kushans were overthrown by the Sassanids in the 3rd century CE, though the Indo-Sassanids continued to rule at least parts of the region. They were followed by the Kidarites who, in turn, was replaced by the Hephlites. They were replaced by the Turkshahi in the 7th century. The Buddhist Turkshahi of Kabul was replaced by a Hindu dynasty before the Saffarids conquered the area in 870. This Hindu dynasty was called Hindu Shahi. Much of the northeastern and southern areas of the country remain dominated by Buddhist culture.